I can see people in the chat saying, hide little Timmy. You can't hide little Timmy. Okay, he's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Session Zero, an Improv Dungeons & Dragons episodic adventure with our lovely, lovely party of people above us. Rage, Callum and Billy, although Callum's... I see Callum's camera has decided to not. He's just not there right now.
Not today.
Don't worry, we'll sort it out. We'll get him back. You can't have a D&D session unless something goes wrong at the very start. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for joining us. As usual, we're going to introduce our fantastic players. They're going to tell you a little bit about themselves, and then we're going to jump into our silly, dumb, stupid adventure. So, Rage, darling, would you please like to introduce yourself? Callum's back. Fantastic. Rage, give us a little bit about you and about the character you're going to be playing.
Hello, my name is Rage. I'm a World of Warcraft streamer here on the land of the Twitch. But for this particular Twitch stream, I like to play a Barbarian called Rage. Keep it simple. And my character Rage is not like a typical Barbarian. She's quite very much like a scaredy cat. She likes to take things head on. The most easiest and obvious path and route to take, she tends to take it, because anything else requires brain cells to figure out, and that she does not have. That's Rage.
We don't want to think too much, do we? We want to, kill first, kill later, kill some more, and when everyone's dead, consider asking a question or two. That's kind of how we go with it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. If you can't solve your problem by hitting it with a big hammer, you're either not hitting it enough or the hammer isn't big enough.
Exactly.
Excellent. So Rage is going to be playing a very aggressive, angry barbarian. Callum, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character?
So, I'm Callum. My character is Donovan the Bard, but I'm probably just going to be referred to as Callum for simplicity.
Callum is the only player not playing as a character called his own name, just to be irritating. So we will call Donovan Callum. It's his nickname, isn't it?
I didn't get the memo, apparently. Completely missed that.
Tell us a bit about your bard. What does he value?
He values friendship. He won't hesitate to throw someone else under the bus if needs be.
So he values friendship, but he will immediately sacrifice that friendship.
Yeah, you've got to hit the sweet spot of friendship.
So you've got to be useful to him.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent. And Billy, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you're going to be playing, please?
Yeah, hi guys, good evening. My name is Billy. If you couldn't tell already, it's literally below. If you're blind, sorry. I'm going to be playing an awesome sorceress. She's a little bit vindictive, a little bit clever, and we'll see if she can hold this party together.
Now, for anyone, thank you very much, Billy, for that. That was lovely. So we've got a melee fighter in Rage. We have got a charismatic bard in Callum, and we have got a magical sorceress in Billy. And our group's name is Session Zero, because every single episode of D&D is episodic. If you missed last week, it doesn't matter. This is a different adventure. Same characters, different adventure. Consider it like an episode of Star Trek. This is going to be an interesting adventure. This is actually an origin story where we learn how these three met and why they adventure together. Rage, as long as you can remember, you've always wanted to be a wandering adventurer, haven't you? You've felt the pull of the journey of adventure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your barbaric childhood and the series of events that led you to want to be an adventurer?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, right? Times were tough in my little village, right? I wasn't the cool kid, so I wanted to be. I was a bit scrawny compared to my other barbaric friends. Did a lot of push-ups, a lot of press-ups. Didn't get very far. Couldn't build any muscle. And so I never really got involved or invited to those like really cool adventuring parties. Do you know what I mean? Like you would always be the last person to be picked. You'd put your hand up. You're like the last one there.
Other parties would be going off and destroying magical rings, slaying dragons, maybe freeing a village or a princess, and you occasionally, you got to go and collect the bread.
Yeah. I mean, I did get some bread one time that had raisins in it. That was cool.
It was.
It was.
That was a good adventure. In fact,
It was a good day.
that's a future adventure we're going to come back to. I don't think we can jump straight into the raisin bread adventure. It's too much.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you simply want to become an adventurer so you're accepted by other adventuring parties.
Yeah,
Brilliant. It's a lovely, lovely one. You want acceptance.
we all do, I think.
We all want different things. We all want acceptance or power or love or money. Callum, why do you want to be a wandering adventurer?
Well, as a kid, I was a bit of a lonely child. I used to smack a hoop down a dirt road with a stick, and I found my talent as a musician when one day the stick that I was using had so many holes in it from hitting said ring. I found out I was actually just really good at blowing on that. So,
And
I then decided I'd be better suited to a party than by myself.
so you accidentally invented a flute by
I
breaking
thought
a
I had,
stick.
and then I was informed that exists.
Right, so are you not... Was it likely that the stick you were hitting the ring down the dirt path with was just a flute all along?
So I did think about this recently, and it seems too perfect to be true. So it possibly was a flute, yeah.
And the crazy thing is, you actually have that flute with you right now, don't you?
I do. The very same one. It also had these ribbons on it originally, so I guess it probably was just a flute.
Oh, there's an origin story there.
Yeah.
There's a big origin story for those ribbons, and we're going to get to that in a couple of months' time. They will be relevant.
We are.
So why do you want to adventure?
I got sick of just being alone as a child. I wanted to go out and make some actual friends that are interested in the same things as me. Ended up with this bunch instead. But
This is going to be an interesting adventure because this is the first time you guys are going to meet, and I'm going to explain to the audience why you all have to adventure together. So far, Rage and Callum, you both want acceptance. You both want friendship and companionship. Billy, would you tell us a little bit about your magical childhood?
Well, unfortunately, as magical as I was, I could never get my dad's attention at all. He just wasn't interested in me whatsoever. It was always, all the other boys going around. Oh, it was a boys thing. Ugh. So I could never really impress him, and that really kind of burdened me. So I have never slept a restful night's sleep because I'm just determined to one day show him how powerful I am.
You want the approval of a father figure. You want the love and the approval and the acceptance of your parentage. Now, you're a relatively talented sorceress. Were your parents also magical?
Hugely, to the point where nothing can compete with this.
I see. I've got a notebook, by the way.
Oh no.
All right, notes are being made, ladies and gents. All of this will be relevant later.
No.
Okay,
No,
relevance
you
will
say
happen.
everyone.
I'm amazed that none of you said money or power. You all want companionship or acceptance. They're all very noble goals. None of you are going after being rich or being powerful or being feared or being hated. You just want to be loved and accepted. Well, the problem that we're having is the king has noticed recently that there's been an increase in adventuring parties, people wandering off into dungeons and tombs and trying to help local troubles, and a lot of people die. There's a lot of death in the land right now. So the king saw fit to establish the Adventurers Guild. Now, the Adventurers Guild holds training days every now and again where they will inaugurate new members, and you'll get your little adventurer's license and you get to go off dungeon diving and helping towns and saying you are a bona fide adventurer. You do not have a license yet, any of you, but today is a day that they're holding a trial, a test. You need to go along and get your adventurer's license, and then you can become fully fledged adventurers yourselves. The tests are, however, meant to be quite difficult. Rage, how are you feeling? A little bit apprehensive?
I am. Every test that I've ever done, I've failed. So, not really looking forward to that. It's never fast enough, never strong enough, never smart enough.
Well, you've done a...
So I'm a bit apprehensive. If we have to add anything up,
Yeah.
I may as well go home.
You see, you've done a bit of reading into
We'll
this
see.
test. And you know there are three main areas of this test. There's the test of physical strength. There's the test of magical understanding. And then there's the test of charisma. Because the Adventurers Guild want people who are strong, who are smart, who are capable, and who are entertaining because you're representing the guild. Rage, you know that you're going to be able to absolutely nail the physical part of this test. But how are you feeling about the magical and the charisma?
Strength I can do compared to anyone else because barbarians were trained to be strong naturally. But charisma, other people would prefer talking to a wall, to be honest. Smart, not really. So I'm a bit worried. Apprehensive to say the least.
But you're excited.
Yeah, I want to. This will maybe be my first step into adventuring. I want my license.
Callum, how are you feeling about this? Because, again, you know the same things about the test, and you're not physically the strongest, and you don't have the most magical experience, but you can hold the attention of a crowd or two.
Yeah, I'm very good at entertaining. I grew up doing that, whether it was slapping a hoop down a road or blowing on the flute that I slapped the hoop down the road with. So I've got that nailed, I'd say. That
is so far the extent of your backstory. Are we going to expand on that? Or is your entire childhood... I'm just picturing like a film scene of... You know that scene in Gladiator when he's walking through the wheat fields holding his hand out? In the distance is just a child with a little hoop and a stick. That's you.
Oh.
It's weird that you say that, because for the first time ever, last night, I watched Gladiator.
So you get it. You understand that's exactly...
That's me. That is
brilliant.
Me.
So you feel ready for this. You can entertain a crowd. How do you think you're going to deal with fighting the physical stuff, the magical stuff? How are you going to cope with this?
I've got a lot of learning to do, and luckily I've got two people with me that can teach me those elements, hopefully.
Let's see if they're willing to teach you.
That's what I'm hoping, anyway.
Billy, you know that you've got this magical element absolutely covered, but you're not physically the strongest, and you're not maybe the most charismatic. People will look at you, but mainly out of disdain or hatred. How are you going to deal with that?
Haters are going to hate. And do you know what? I think this is going to be a breeze. I'm really confident about this. I will absolutely master this.
You seem pretty confident. You haven't met yet, but you're all walking independently along a dirt path toward a small village. The village of... That's a good question. It's the village. It's actually called Origin. That's what it's called. Shut up. Okay?
Are you about to tell us an origin story?
Right, it's a village of Origin, and this is the story of the village of Origin. Everyone in the chat that's not happy with that can leave. You walk toward the village of Origin, and you see a small crowd of people in the village square. There's a fountain with a bucket hanging from it, and children running around. There's shops open, and there's some stacked wooden boxes. And standing on top of one of the wooden boxes is a man in a blue tabard who seems to be trying to corral the crowd. And as you get a little bit closer, he spots all three of you and starts writing down and shouts over to it. You three here for the Adventurers Guild tests?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Because the tests are here today and you look like you don't know where you're going.
Oh.
Yep, that's us.
Right.
You might struggle with the charismatic part of the test. It's okay, come over here. The man jumps down off the box and walks toward you, Rage, and goes, "Nice to meet you. I'm Toot. Last name O'Reilly. What position are you applying for? General adventuring or specific adventuring?"
You can specifically adventure?
You with the flute. What are you applying for? General adventuring or specific adventuring?
What's the difference?
I see. General adventuring gives you a license to go into dungeons and castles and help people, and specific adventuring means you're only allowed to do one adventure before you must apply again.
General
adventure. I'll put you down for that. And you, Lady Wizard?
The same again.
General, fantastic. And I assume your friend here is also going for general?
She is.
Excellent. I'll click her down for that. I will be back in una momento. Toot puts the paper away and walks off. You're just milling together in a crowd. I like how people in the chat have noticed that the guy's name is Toot O'Reilly.
I noticed that, and I had to try and hold back the laughter.
You're just milling around in a crowd together. You look around and you see other people also armed up. Some of them wearing leather with short swords, some of them fully plated knights, some old wizened wizards, and a small child as well, waving a little red flag around, clearly there to support an older relative. Rage. How are you feeling? You haven't been in a crowd of people this big in quite a while.
Yeah. There's loads of faces. Can I see anyone that looks similar to me? That would make me feel a lot better.
Not yet, but you've heard whispers that there will be a bodybuilder, famous barbarian, a man called Hacken, coming down to take. His last name is Slash.
I knew that.
So the bodybuilder Hacken Slash will be coming down to renew his adventurer's license and go for a general one. You've known about this guy. You know he's meant to be like an absolute melee fighter god. This guy's ready. You excited to meet him?
Yeah, really excited.
He's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, people in the chat are like, Hackens. Someone's like, how did I get the Hacken Slash in my adventure? I had to ask him, but he agreed. Callum, this is a crowd of people.
Incredible.
You're quite
I'm excited.
You're used to crowds. How do you think this is going to go?
Well, I've already got stage fright right now. I am used to large crowds. I'm not comfortable with them though.
So you know what they're like, but you aren't particularly happy to be here. Okay.
Yeah.
Get ready. Billy, how are you feeling? You think that if you pass this, you're going to achieve the love of your father?
Absolutely not, but I'm quietly confident that once I've had my Adventurer's Guild and I complete every adventure ever, then maybe my father might love me.
The crowd all of a sudden start talking together quite loudly, and everyone's face turns to look over. And over in the distance, by a wooden fence leading to a back entrance to the village, strides in a 7-foot-tall behemoth of a man. Muscles on his muscles. Metal armour wrapping in bands around, leaving enough skin exposed to still be intimidating. As he moves his arms, you can see the metal bending and twisting with the sheer force of the muscles. He steps forward and goes, "Yes, it's me. It's Hacken." A small child runs up to him, holding a bit of paper and a pen. Hacken grins, signs his name, and the child runs off happily. The crowd move over to meet Hacken. This man is intimidating. He's tall, he's powerful, he's strong, he's got their attention. But he's ignoring you guys. He's focusing on his adoring fans right now. Rage, how you feeling? Callum, how are you feeling?
I do not want to get in a fight with this guy.
And Billy, how are you feeling?
I want to know his weakness.
His weakness. Well, as you are thinking, Billy, I want to know his weakness, you hear a voice in your own head talking directly to you. A wizened old man. The voice simply says, "I don't know why you're here. It's not like you're ready for this." And you turn and look. Standing in a red robe, holding a thin silver staff, is the ancient and wise wizard Trixx, the man whose respect you've never earned. He's here to renew his license. He didn't know you'd be here. He simply stares at you. Do you really think you have a chance?
I've been practicing, Father.
Show me.
I send a gust of wind, a really, really heavy gust of wind towards Hacken to try and knock him off.
Toward Hacken.
Yeah.
Roll a d20.
That is a 19.
Hacken turns to look at you for the first time, taking note of your party. And as he does, a gust of wind kicks up some dust in front of him, some grit. It gets into his eyes. It's irritating. It's grating. He goes to wipe his eyes when he opens they're red. Oh, he can't see us well. Oh, this is going to take hours to calm down. His vision is definitely impaired for the rest of this test. He is not going to be anywhere near as effective as he would have been, and he was not ready for that. Your father simply smirks over at you. Trixx. Callum, you've seen people admire Hacken. You've seen this Malio wizard appear. Clearly the father of Billy. Are you expecting anyone? Because I've heard that Dirk Danger might be making an appearance.
I have heard that, yes. I'm just waiting upon his arrival.
Well, as soon as you think, my God, I wonder where Dirk Danger is. Trumpets. Announcements. Noise. Drums. And you look. One man. About as tall as you. Well-dressed, long flowing red cape. Striding by himself. The trumpets magically animated next to him. The drums with the drumsticks magically floating. One-man band. He's got enough parlour tricks to make this happen. He just strolls in. Cheesy grin. His teeth sparkle as he do. He simply looks around and goes, I'm here. The crowd turn and look at him. Oh my God, it's Dirk Danger. That man has raided more tombs in every sense that you're thinking of that phrase than anyone else has. And people flock toward him. Callum, how are you feeling about Dirk Danger?
I am feeling starstruck and intimidated at the same time.
That's what I wanted you to feel. As everyone is paying attention to Hacken, Malio and Dirk, Malio's kind of hanging back, keeping his own thing, Toot reappears and goes, right, slight problem. We only have 4 adventurers' licenses to give out today. So, lots of you are going to go home. If anyone wants to go home now because they think they definitely won't be able to pass the test, please leave.
Right, I'm off.
About 10 people from the crowd of around 50 people just pack their stuff and walk away straight away. Rage, only 4 licenses? I mean, there are 3 of you right now. You've not met each other yet, but you can see that there's at least 1 bard and 1 capable sorceress. But you also know that Hackenslash is here, Malio Trixx is here, Dirk Danger's here. Are you going to be able to beat them?
I'm a bit confined in my life. I don't know who this Dirt guy is, but Dirt. I don't know Dirt.
If you want to call him Dirt Danger, that's fine.
Dirt. Danger Dirt.
That's what Billy causes with a gust.
Amazing.
So,
How have you not heard of him? He's the best.
In fact,
I just haven't in my travels.
Callum, you see that Rage is not really that impressed by Dirk Danger appearing. Would you like to say anything to it? Would you like to be, hey, you know who that is?
Yeah, how do you not know who Dirk Danger is? He's literally played every, royal coronation thing that there has ever been. He's the go-to guy.
Never. Do I look like someone that would be invited to a royal carnation?
In all fairness, I wasn't
Maybe an
invited either,
incarceration.
but I did go.
I mean,
Well-
Dirk, he stopped a couple of coronations because I think he slept with the princess on the day, which was
did hear
very
that.
much against regulation.
Yeah,
Well,
conflict of interest.
I see.
no.
And,
I just haven't, but I'm apprehensive about that hack and slash guy.
oh,
Well,
he's
looks
tough.
like there's something in his eyes.
He's still rubbing this. He's trying. He's interacting with the people around him. He's trying to sign things and be nice. But, oh, God, the amount of... It's irritating.
I'd love to go over and meet him.
Do you want to walk over and meet him?
Uh-huh.
Describe how you do that.
So I just walk over slowly and then right, get it together. And I flex my trap muscles in the back of my shoulders and I just walk over like a big peacock. Start towards him.
As you walk toward him, you catch his attention. He's great with the crowd. He's talking to the adults. He's laughing around with the kids. Everyone's starstruck about this massive, huge, manly man. And he finally sees you. He walks over and goes, I haven't seen you before.
Hey.
That's exactly what your character does. That is his impression of you. He walked over to Hack and Slash. You said, "Hey!" Snorted, laughed, and walked away.
What was that?
Not very good with men.
Are you still going to say I've never been good with men to him?
No, to Callum's
No,
character.
you said it to him. Hack and Slash just had you look up and go, "I've never been good with men." Hack and Slash, trying to save face for you, goes, "Oh, yeah, neither have I. Good luck."
You too. Thank you. Bye.
That went well.
Billy, how do you feel that interaction went?
That was absolutely hilarious. You just destroyed yourself.
I know. I'm not very good with men. I wasn't expecting him to notice me. Usually they don't. But he looked me in the eye. Yes, but he looked me in the eyes.
Even when he's slightly blinded, which I definitely didn't do.
As you are discussing and starting to meet each other and realise what you all value, Toot returns and goes, "Right, okay, we've got a plan. We've got 3 tests, and we're going to put you through them randomly, and whoever does the best on the tests will get the one of the 4 licenses that is available. Can I have volunteer, please? 2 volunteers for the first test. It will be a test of physical strength, so anyone that excels in being physically strong. Yes, you, the person that snorted earlier, I'll take you can be involved. And, oh, Hacken, you want to get involved in this? Oh, of course you do. Come on, Hacken, come over here." The crowd stepped back, revealing a large, dusty circle on the floor. Hacken strides forward. "Oh, it's you again. What's He extends a big friendly hand. "Hacken, nice to meet you."
Rage, nice to meet you.
Friendly handshake, and he turns. Toot steps forward. "Okay, excellent. This will be a test of strength. You will both go one at a time. What you will need to do is fight a bear. Hacken, do you want to show us how it's done?" Hacken goes, "No problem at all. I know how to do this." He motions for you to gently step out of the way, Rage.
All right.
Hacken turns and faces the end of the village. A large wooden building with wooden gates. 2 villagers run out, pull back bolts that hold these gates shut, and slowly the doors swing open. And out of the blackness, a brown bear begins to paw its way forward, looking around, seeing what's going on. It sees Hacken standing there, staring it down, and charges. Hacken doesn't even step out of the way. He simply lifts both his hands up, and as the bear arrives and rears up with its own paws, Hacken smashes it on the shoulders and crushes it into the dirt in one go. The bear's not dead, but it was immediately knocked to the floor by a human. And as soon as it realises how bloody strong Hacken is, it steps back, injured, pawing at its own wounds, possibly broken bones. Hacken steps back into the crowd, and as you do, some friendly wizards step around and begin healing the bear. Rage, how are you feeling now you're about to fight a bear?
I don't like fighting bears.
That's going to make this test rather difficult.
Yes.
Because
I like big dogs.
The bear has no such reservations about fighting you.
Oh.
The bear has now been healed and is pawing around this circle. And Toot motions for you to step forward. Go on. Fight the bear. Do what Hacken did.
Okay.
The bear
Step
looks
forward.
at you. It sees that you're the target now. And it slowly paws toward you. Rage, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna stare it down. Like, stare at it and just judge it. If it
Roll.
starts coming towards me,
You're going to judge the bear.
I'm gonna judge it.
Roll a d20.
4.
The bear knows that you are judging it. It knows that you don't agree with its life choices, and it hates you all the more for this. It jumps forward, lifts a huge, muscular, furry paw, and swipes at you, straight in the middle. Its claws are retracted for now. It's playing with you. It knows that you are nothing to it, and it catches you right in the ribs, knocking you off your feet and into the crowd at the side. You're caught by a wall of people and pushed back in, but God, it hurts. That was an incredible bruise. Thankfully, no ribs are broken, but you have been battered around like a rag doll. Oh. It's coming at you for another attack. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll look over to Hacken and see what his reaction was to that.
His reaction was, ooh.
Okay.
He was not impressed. Not by you, anyway. The bear, very impressive, but you, not good.
I can do it. And I turn over, and I'm like, "Rah!" I loud rah at the bear.
Do you end the rah with a laugh and a giggle as well?
No. Rah!
Roll a d20.
18.
It's a surprisingly effective roar. And the bear, mid-swipe, stops. It reassesses itself. It's not sure if it should be attacking you. It hit you, it knocked you back, and now you are fine. You're still willing to fight. That's quite impressive. While it's not sure what to do, how would you take advantage of this? What would you do, Rach?
I'm slapping him.
You're going to slap the bear on the face.
Yes.
Roll a d20.
You slap me, I slap him. 10.
It's not effective. It gets the point across that you are not happy that this whole thing is happening, but all the bear has seen is you pretty much walk up to it and just slap it on the face. You've not done any damage, but you've definitely conveyed that you are here and you are ready to fight it if it needs to. The bear, a little bit confused, just slaps you back. Not hard, just on the face. Claws are retracted just to kind of... Hacken is confused watching this. He was expecting a fight, what he's so far seen as a game of slaps between a human and a bear. Rage, what are you going to do now?
Slap him back!
Roll the d20.
I feel we need to intervene at this point.
5.
5. It's less of a slap and more of a caress. You kind of just...
No. Bad bear. No.
Roll a d20 for how aggressive that is.
A 10.
10. You're not either doing good or bad at this. You just are doing it. You just tell the bear, no.
No.
Stop it. Toot steps in front of you. I think we've seen quite enough. Thank you, Sir Barrington.
Sit. To the bear. Not to Toot.
No, Toot was there. Roll a d...
No!
Roll a d20. See how Toot responds.
18.
18. Toot walks forward. Well, I think we've seen quite... Okay.
Good
Sorry,
boy.
I didn't realise I was... Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Bear. You can go now. The bear turns and walks off, back toward, and Toot, realising he didn't need to sit, slowly stands back up. Okay, I'll work out how we score that later. Next, we will have a trial of magical aptitude.
Yes, thank you.
Before you've even said it, someone has teleported you, Billy, directly into the centre of the circle.
Oh, shit.
And as you turn around and look, your father, Malio, is just grinning at you. Come on then. Let's see what you've learned. Toot steps forward. We don't have much magic in this village, so what it will be is you will both conjure something that will impress us. Go. Malio steps forward immediately, raising his silver staff into the air and storm clouds begin to swirl above you. Lightning crashes together, forming in the centre until eventually a massive electrical form of a winged dragon appears and swoops down, landing on a field far outside the village, but massive enough to dominate the landscape. The crackling of the electric, the crash of the thunder, and the physical manifestation of a dragon of pure energy sitting only a few hundred meters away from you. Malio turns and looks at you. And he just smiles. Billy, what are you going to do?
I would like to conjure, like, a duplicate version of myself, but not just one. At least 5 of me, and like surround him, and then do a little dance jig to like sass my way out of it. And it's all like coordinated.
You're going to a West Side Story your way out of this.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Macarena.
So, first of all, we need to see how well your multiplication spell goes. Please roll a d20.
That is a 7.
You do indeed manage to multiply yourself 5 times. Unfortunately, you don't replicate yourself 5 times. You do, but you have to split your mass over all of the 5 clones. So you shrink immediately to 1/5 your size, and now there are 5 of you around this aging, powerful wizard, your father who you're trying to impress. And he looks down at you. And you know that what he's saying is, what the bloody hell are you doing? But he doesn't know what the bloody hell you're doing. So, Billy, what's the next step of your master plan?
Okay, this did not work out for me, but it's in like a really high-pitched voice because I'm smaller, so I feel like my voice would be smaller as well. Is this my voice? Oh well. And I'm just going to cast invisibility immediately on everything. It's all just going to poof, disappear.
Roll a d20, see how powerful your invisibility spell goes.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. You become a little bit transparent. You're not fully invisible. What your father has just seen is you blink out of existence and then reappear as 5 small versions of you. And then as he looks at you, into your eyes, as he looks into all 5 of the clone's eyes and realises that you're now disappointing him 5 times, you just slowly fade so he can just about see the dirt through you, but then stop. So you're now just a little bit transparent. The massive electrical dragon is still just sat chilling, and Toot is watching this, looking back from the dragon to the 5 see-through children. From the dragon to the 5 see-through children. Malio doesn't even know what to say. He looks over at the dragon and kind of points the staff up to the air, and the dragon leans back and breathes a massive burst of electrical energy up into the heavens. It cracks around the sound, and then everyone looks back over to you. Your move, Billy.
Alright, do you know what? I'm fed up with this. I'm just going to go for something simple but dramatic. I want to send... I don't...
Are there still 5 small see-through versions of you, or have you condensed back into one regular version?
Yeah, it's just gone...
Okay, so you've kind of gone, watch this! Split, slightly fade, and then, haha, didn't expect that, did you? And then reform into one person. Okay, what are you doing now?
I don't, I'm trying to think in my head, like, what is... So it's an electrical dragon?
What would be more impressive than a massive electrical dragon summoned from the very energy of the sky?
I mean, I am going to just fly a, unsuspecting shaped icicle thing straight into the dragon's butthole so that it explodes.
You're going to fire an icicle up the dragon's anus.
Yes.
Roll a d20, let's see how well that goes.
15.
15. It's not enough to kill it, but it was definitely not expecting this. Describe how you summon the icicle.
Well, I kind of got this picture of my head of a...
Share the picture with us,
you know
Billy.
what I mean.
Yep, I know what you're saying.
Okay, so it looks like an aubergine, but worse. and it's just made of like really, really harsh shaped icicles. It's got like the full package going on, and it's just gonna absolutely. I'm gonna build it out with my hands and just like shoot it forwards.
So a horrible geometric.
Bad dragon.
Is this the bad dragon attack? The geometric icicle.
This is the icy. Bad
As someone in the
dragon
chat has just put a childo, if you will.
And then you
A
call it a
childo.
package.
Right, I see. The childo attack. If there are any children in the chat, you can leave now. It's going to get worse. The ice is formed into a horrible, jagged shape, almost like a giant cucumber, and then fired directly toward the dragon, zipping over the roofs of the village, across the field. And as the dragon is breathing this electrical blast into the air, it enters the dragon. The electrical blast goes a little bit crazy, a little bit too much, and then it stops. And then the electricity gently fades away to nothingness.
Bye-bye.
Malio looks at you. Billy, what the fuck?
Just cross my arms. I have no words for him. I don't speak to him. I don't even look at him.
That's what your father thinks of what you've just done.
Oh dear.
Tut is standing there, just staring. I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure how to mark that, but I'm going to write
At
down.
least 10 points for creativity.
There was points for something. Excellent.
his-
Massive, huge electrical dragon versus shame. Brilliant. Right, well, what do we have next? Right, we've got... oh, I see. What we also need to test is your ability to be charismatic on command. So, before Toot even finishes, Dirk has walked up and put his arm round Toot and gone, "Hey, I'm here for you. Don't you worry. I'm going to make this look good. Just like you're doing right now." He's charming Toot. Cal, this is your chance. You can't let Dirk charm Toot, because you know he'll get a better score. What are you going to do?
Okay. I'm gonna swiggity swoop, play the flute, try and manipulate Toot. And he missed it anyway because
I know.
I did miss it because I let the cat out of the room. Remind me what you just did.
Okay,
That was
I
amazing.
pull out the flute, I swiggity swoop, play the flute, do something to mentally manipulate Toot.
Roll a d20.
Okay, which one's 20? That's not a d20. Where have I put that? Okay, I got it, one sec. 17.
17. Would you like to give us a quick blast on the flute?
Oh, hello.
That sounds like a fire alarm.
Where
Callum has
is that?
successfully summoned the local fire brigade, or he sounds like an alarm as someone's breaking into a local bakery.
I was thinking more like Snake Charmer.
Oh, right, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Toot looks over to you. He quite likes the cut of your jib. He quite likes the tunes that you're playing on that stick that he's sure he saw a child once hit a small, hoop with down a path, but he likes the fact you've got the confidence to do this. Even Dirk looks over to you. Hey, some good sounds. You keep practicing on that, you're going to be filling out rooms. You got some talent there.
Thank you. I definitely will.
Toot steps back. Right, okay, so we have, I would say, maybe 20 people remaining here who still think they can become adventurers. Being part of the Adventurers Guild is all about being charismatic, because people are going to look to you and people are going to idolize you. So maybe we need to test how you would react to a crowd. Dirk immediately turns to Toot and says, "Don't worry, I got this." Dirk launches into the most hilarious stand-up comedic routine you've ever heard. The crowd are in absolute tears. He's even throwing out gold coins from a seemingly endless pouch to people as they laugh. He's even motioned to a local inn to bring some drinks over, and he's paid for everyone to be fed and watered, and he's given money out. He's hilarious. and by the time he finishes his routine, nothing and no one could possibly follow it. Toot then looks at you, and after wiping the tears from his eyes from laughing so much and putting down the free drink that was bought for him and putting the money away that he's now got into his little satchel, he says, okay, Callum, you've got to go and entertain everyone now.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Amongst all of the drinks and the beer and the coins and stuff, did Dirt also buy everyone chicken wings?
Do you want to go and ask him for chicken wings?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Dirt.
Ah, hello there. You're the girl who embarrassed herself while talking to Hack.
Yeah. Any chance you can, like, buy me some chicken wings?
I will always buy a beautiful woman whatever she asks for. He simply motions over to the inn to bring some chicken wings, and food's on its way.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Well, that was quick.
Fourth
Thanks,
wall.
Dirt.
Fourth wall breaking. There we go.
It's canon.
Callum, you are watching.
Yeah.
You're watching people have been fed. People have had
Yeah.
drinks bought for them. Money. Hilarious comedy. And the stage, which is effectively just a wooden box in front of this huge crowd of adventurers, is yours.
Right. So, I know that I can't beat Dirk in musical abilities, so I'm going to try something shocking. Not that shocking.
Okay. I mean,
Right.
we've had a massive dragon killed with a... We won't... But what are you going to
Yeah.
shock?
So, what I'm doing is, as I get up on the stage, I slip a handful of steel nails into my flute.
Oh
And
no.
as I begin to play my flute, I rapid fire nails and I pin Dirk up against the wall that he stood against.
So Dirk is hanging out at the back, being
Yeah.
all suave and charismatic and charming, buying people drinks and food. And your plan is to use your flute as a blowpipe,
Yeah.
shoot nails through the edges of his clothes, and
Yeah.
pin him to the wall.
Yeah, but I don't just do that. I just burst in with a, y'all ready for this? And it's like a train of arrows just, flying at Dirk.
Roll a d20.
Shit. $19. I thought that was a 10.
19.
Yeah.
How does it go again? You said you're ready for this.
Yeah, I break out into a bit of Space Jam. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah. From somewhere the beat drops. People don't know
Yeah.
how, but just when you're on stage, there's rhythm. There's rhyme. There's energy. And Dirk turns to look as soon as you take the stage, and all he can see flying toward him is the outline of a metal shape of him. So quick, so many nails fired so fast. Before Dirk can even respond, just poof, pinned. Can't move. Like a dot to dot around the edge of all of his clothes, his cape pinned there. You have, however, left his arm free, and he's still holding a drink, and trying to make the best of it, he simply smirks at you and takes a swig. Even Dirk is impressed with what you've just done. And he goes,
Should be.
aha! Ah, the old nail him to the wall trick. I used that once in my adventures many years ago. Good stuff. Toot steps forward. That was remarkably impressive, Mr.
Donovan.
Mr. Donovan. Thank you. Your cousin Callum. You look remarkably like him. I'm going to refer to you as him from now on because you remind me of him.
Yeah, people get us mixed up. You may as well.
Yes. Toot steps back. Well, right. I think we've possibly got. Oh God. Oh no. Oh please, good God, no. Behind Dirk, he's looking at a small, ashen-skinned, elvish child, wearing grey rags and medium-length white hair,
Oh,
just
no.
looking at the floor. The child steps forward, and the child reaches toward a flower that's on the ground, picking it. And as he does pick it, The flower wilts and withers and crumbles to dust in his hand. He looks up at Toot. I've missed you. Toot steps back several times, dropping the bits of paper that he was carrying and running into the crowd. The small ashen child steps forward again and looks up, looking toward Hacken. Hello. Hacken looks scared. Rage, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm stunned. Too stunned to speak, apparently. I see Hacken's expression. It gets me a little worried, because if someone like Hacken is scared of something, then that means I should be scared too.
Callum, what are you thinking? This small ashen child seems to have a dominating effect on the crowd and the people you've seen.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a small ashen child before, haven't we? An elf. May have been the cause of his problems, but would this happen to be the same elf?
You can't tell. This adventure is the adventure in the village of Origin, which just happens to be an origin story, so this elf may be immortal. It may be timeless. It may be a narrative trope that I return to when I need to kill you. But you know it's definitely powerful.
Yeah.
Billy, how are you feeling?
Quietly uncomfortable, but confident, unsure why everyone is just moving away from just an innocent child. I want to kind of like, kind of bend down as you do, like to get on the same level and like produce a little toy.
Do you want to kneel down and produce a toy? What kind of toy do you wish to create?
Probably like one of those like little spinny top things.
Roll a d20.
16.
You kneel down and you manage to conjure a small spinning top from your hand and you hold it out toward this small ashen child. As soon as you do, you hear a voice in your head. Billy, don't. Step back. Step back now.
In my head, I'm thinking, you don't control me. You can't tell me what to do.
Are you going to ignore the advice?
Mm-hmm, totally.
You ignore the advice. Callum, you can hear Dirk looking over to you. Unpin me now, unpin me from this wall and get away, right now.
I run over to him and start trying to just pinch at the nails and get them out. Some of them are a bit tough. I pull a plank off with him in the end.
You try, but unfortunately you're not strong enough to remove all of these nails.
Oh no.
You need someone way stronger.
Rage, get over here.
Huh?
I need your big muscles.
Oh, yep. We'll go over and I'll start plucking him from the wall.
You don't even grab the nails. You just literally grab Dirk by the chest and just yank him off. All the nails just pop out of the clothes as you do it as well. He is free. This small ashen child walks over and looks up at Hack and Slash. Hack and Slash makes some massive fists and stands there, ready to fight. He turns to the crowd and shouts, "Leave, leave now. If he sees you and talks to you, you are dead." Rage,
I run over to Hack and Flash.
Hack and Flash.
Yeah. And I copy his stance, just behind him a little bit.
He looks over and sees you. Brave but foolish. Leave now.
Never.
Impressive. You've gained a slight amount of respect. Callum, Dirk looks up at you. I see you've got some skill with nailing people. Hey! We're both going to die. Come with me right now.
Yeah, okay. I follow him.
He runs toward Hacken, takes out a very thin rapier, and stands there in an on-guard stance facing this small ashen child. What are you going to do?
I feel like with Hacken being in the front lines, it's all on him now. So I want to cast heroism on him and empower him.
Roll a d20.
Can't believe you're doing it on Hack and Flash, not me.
11. Well, you're behind him. If he dies, you're dead.
11.
Yeah.
What do you say to him? What are your exact words?
Oh crap.
That's the words. That's it. That's what you say. Walk up. Oh, crap. Hacken looks at
Find a
you.
riddle for that.
Yes, thank you for the words of support and emotional empowerment, Bard.
You're welcome.
Swiggity swoot, Boff the Brute. Someone just said in the chat. You could have gone with that.
I could have.
Billy, the young ashen child walks over to you. As it does, everyone, Hacken, takes a step back, trying to keep their distance, and he takes the little toy from your hand, little spinning top. Does it have a little rope wrapped around the top so you can launch it and it spins on the floor? Or is it just a regular...
No, it's definitely like a Beyblade, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's like a tiny Beyblade. He looks at it and goes, "For me,
For you.
thank you." He throws it into the air. And as he does, he grabs the rope, pulls it backwards, starting this top spinning. And then he smirks and he points at it. The whole top grows and grows and grows and grows, increasing in size vastly until it's bigger than a house. The crowd look up. And the top, spinning violently, lands in the centre of the crowd, crushing 3 or 4 people, and then immediately starting to violently spin around, the rapidly rotating wood ripping people's skin off, ripping rags of clothes, smashing through houses, and where there was a crowd, within only a few seconds there is now a red paste. Splinters and shards of bone have been flung into the walls, the thatched roofs, the floor. There is a black trail, a spiral on the floor where the heat of the point has travelled around. The crowd has effectively been liquidized by the immense force of this spinning top. And the ashen child looks back toward you, Billy. That was fun.
That wasn't very nice.
While you're talking, Hacken jumps forward, attempting to use exactly the same attack he used on the bear before, bringing his hands down onto this child's shoulders. While you do that, you also see Malio raise his staff toward the sky and once again attempt to summon an electrical dragon. And Dirk steps forward and lunges with the rapier straight toward this child's throat. Rage, what are you doing?
I want to see how their attacks go first.
You're going to just let them deal with this.
I'm just going to watch them to see what they're doing and then follow up with a counter attack when they need me.
Callum, what are you going to do?
I'm going to take my flute, run, and just try and bonk the child straight on the head.
Roll a d20, see how well that goes.
Okay. 20?
Oh my god.
How have you got the rubbish dice today?
Billy, what are you going to do?
I want to cast a wall basically just around and with a little top on it, just enclosed around the actual child.
You want to attempt to build a wall around
Yeah, like
the
an invisible
kid.
one.
An
Alright,
invisible
yeah.
wall around the kid.
Not to
Hacken
protect it.
brings his hands down powerfully. It does indeed. You hear a crunch as his arms hit the child, and then you look over. The child hasn't moved. What's happened is Hacken's forearms have split and bent as the weight of his own fists have wrapped his arms around the back. You hear the bone splinter as it curves round, the force of the hit wrapping his own body, and his scream of pain as he falls to the floor and his arms flail out to the side. Malio attempting to summon lightning. You see the child look at the lightning crowd and then smile and look back at Malio. Malio's face drops, if only for a second, and the metal staff he is holding becomes a lightning rod. The combined might of the electrical charge in the sky zapping directly into it. You can see it go through his arm, through his body, into the floor, and then in a brilliant flash of white light, ash and dust and a metal staff crumbles to the floor. Dirk lunges forward, and as he does, the child looks. And the child holds his hand up, and the tip of the rapier pierces the child's hand, but it doesn't go through skin. It goes through a strange blue vortex that seems to have appeared on the child's hand. And then you notice that an equal size blue vortex has been conjured just in front of Dirk's eye. And you see the tip of the rapier appear from the other, poke straight through the skin, straight through the eyeball, into the skull, and then stop when it hits the back of the skull. And Dirk simply stands there, and then falls down. Rage, you were simply watching. Callum, however, walks straight up and just hits the kid on the head with a flute. As you do, he runs away.
Oh, good news, everyone. For us, at least.
Hack!
The spinning top reduces back to a regular size, and this small ashen child just runs off.
I want to run over to Hack and Flash.
You want to run over to him?
Yeah.
You run over. He's on the floor, attempting as hard as he can to stifle tears and screams of pain. You look at his arms. They are curved.
Oh.
You can see there's been no break in the skin, but there's so much internal bleeding. His arms are basically just blue, and his fingers are twitching at the same time. Almost everything in his arms has been turned to jelly. He can't talk.
It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's fine. Breathe. In, out. Billy, can you do anything to subside his pain?
At this point, I don't really know, but I can try.
Roll a d20 to try.
12.
You can't fix his arms, but you can take away the pain momentarily. And he can talk. And as he talks, he looks at all three of you. The Ashen Child was a myth. But we let him out. We were all there when he appeared. Me and Malio and Dirk. And he has hunted us. And now he will hunt you. Stay together. Stay together and hope you never see him again. And with that, Hakon falls unconscious. Callum, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's one less person to get the pass now. We might all make it in, guys. We might all make it in. Not due to talent or
Is Toot
skill.
even alive?
Toot has run off and is cowering inside a building after some mythically godlike powered Ashen Child has just wrecked everything, and Callum's like, well, hey, that means we pass by default.
It does, and I mean, Malio or whatever his name is.
He's no more, he's just Ash. Billy,
Yeah,
you've
you
seen
don't
your
know where
father
your
killed
father is.
right next to you.
I'm still processing it. So in my head, it hasn't happened. I'm not emotionally stable for this.
You might meet him again as a ghost in the future. You never know.
At least he won't be talking in my head anymore.
You see Tooth slowly walk out. Is he gone?
Ran
Yeah,
off.
it's definitely gone.
How?
I gave it a good old bonk with the flute.
That's... What?
Just bonked it straight on the head, and it went. It ran off crying. I learned that back when I was a kid. Whack any other kid on the head with a flute and they run off crying.
He's gonna come for you now. Where's Dirk? Oh, God. Dirk is lying on the floor with his arm extended. The blade of the rapier broken, cut perfectly at one point, and the remaining point stuck through his eye into his brain. He is definitely dead.
Someone in my chat says swiggity swoop child abuse flute.
Swiggity swoop, child abuse. Yes, this is your new power.
Perfect.
Tooth looks up. Many years ago, those three explored somewhere they shouldn't, and they incurred the anger of the Ashen Child, and he has hunted them, and he will hunt you. Now, as far as the adventuring license goes, slightly bad news. You strong, angry woman.
Yes.
Brilliant. Top physical marks. You're not charismatic, and you are not very magical.
No.
You, man who nailed Dirk. Not in that way, but he would probably be okay with me saying that.
I probably would have anyway, but yeah, go on.
I can't rate your physical prowess. I mean, hitting a child on the head with a stick isn't the thing heroes are made of.
It did get rid of it, though.
But you were very entertaining, and you were not magical at all. And you, woman who did the thing with the ice and the dragon.
Yeah.
Not many muscles, not very charismatic. Nobody liked watching that, but it was magically effective.
That seems about right.
So we have a bit of an issue. See, I've thought of how we can solve this. None of you are good enough to pass the test by yourself. But combined, you do have all the skills we look for in an adventurer. So, if I were to register all three of you under one adventuring guild pass, you would count as one complete adventurer.
Hell yeah.
You'd then be technically strong enough, charismatic enough, and magical enough to go on adventures, but you would need to stay together.
So you're saying that I have to stay with a child abuser and an anal prober? That's what you're telling me?
There are sacrifices that must be made to get into the Adventurers Guild, I will admit.
You can't even talk to men.
What? Oh, her. I thought you meant me.
No. You listened to me perfectly. I made you sit, and you willingly listened.
Yes, I did. And you, Donovan?
Yep. Any of those will
Daniel?
do.
Yes. Are you okay being with these two? She seems dangerous, and she seems unhinged.
That's just my sort of company, and at least I don't have to speak to that one. She's not good with men, so that's okay.
Well, in that case, here you go. Toot holds out a single card, and you all go and grab it together. All of you roll a d20 to see who actually gets possession of the Adventurers Guild card.
13.
Trying to find my dice. There we go. 7.
Oh, just
So-
to put me in...
Billy manages to take the card, and from this moment forward, all three of you are technically registered to the Adventurers Guild, but you are registered as a group, because it's only collectively that you actually pass the entrance requirements. So all future adventures must be undertaken as a group, or you will fall foul of the law. The Adventurers' Law.
Okay.
That means no sick days.
No,
Well,
even
I guess
in
we're
a
stuck
fantastical land, the government still has rules and regulations we have to follow.
See. What about this guy? And I just kind of like prod, hack and slash.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's had worse.
Okay. Just like Jillian.
The adventuring trio of Hack and Slash, Malio Trixx, and Dirk Danger have their legends across the land, but you never knew that they accidentally angered a demigod in the form of an ashen child, an angry, violent, unpredictable demigod that somehow Callum was able to hit on the head with a flute. You are now registered as adventurers, and you will be able to travel around and take on adventuring jobs. This was your adventure in the town of Origin. You have the legacy of Hack and Slash behind you. You have potentially the death of your father to come to terms with and maybe deal with and make him proud in other ways. And Callum, you've watched your hero stab himself in the eye with his own rapier.
I am the best musician in the lands now, though, so that's okay.
You're the best musician in this immediate area.
I'll take
I
that.
thought you were brilliant.
Thank you.
And now you have the future ahead of you as fully fledged members of the Adventurers Guild with a demigod nemesis that may occasionally hunt you down and appear.
Brilliant.
Rage,
Love that for us.
how do you feel your adventure went in the village of Origin?
I think it went all right. I think I need to take some lessons on Tinder or whatever the kids call it.
You very much embarrassed yourself.
You mean Timber?
Tim. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I think it went all right. I did nothing but embarrass myself. But it can only be up from here.
Callum, you feel pretty proud of yourself. You managed to impress Dirk before he unfortunately died.
Yeah.
How do you feel you're going to tell this story to people in the future?
I'm probably not going to tell it as it is. I'm going to tell it like a good night out story. You know, there was a good fight, nailed somebody. just the usual.
Yeah. And
Just
Billy,
another night out for me.
do you want to pick up the metal magical staff of your father? Or are you going to forge your own destiny and impress him with what you can do and not use his magical trinkets?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't touching that. Besides, it kind of is like a lightning rod thing now. I have that whole, I'm going to get PTSD if I touch that. That is staying there. I'm forging my own destiny.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, that was the origin story of why the Session 0 players must play together. They only count as a single adventurer for the Adventurers Guild rules and regulations when they all adventure together, because they fill in the weaknesses of the other two, and the Ashen Child, the elven, mystical, mythical, powerful Ashen Child with a horrific, violent spree inside them, will hunt them to the end of the earth and occasionally appear whenever he needs to. All of these adventures will be put up on YouTube as soon as we can. There'll be a new YouTube channel starting for them, and we've even reached out to an animator to see if they would do some very basic stop frame animations of these adventures for you to maybe put on in the background. Thank you very much for joining us for this lovely adventure. Rage, do you have any parting words for everyone who's with us?
I hope that everyone enjoyed Session 0 today. Yeah, we'll see you guys very soon. Hopefully Rage will have more charismatic lessons between then and now. Not snort.
Remember, every episode is episodic. Even if you missed several, you can just join in. There will be very little continuity that's required to be known. There'll just be little hints and tips up there. Callum, any final words?
I hope everyone's enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to doing this every week. It's a lot of fun.
And Billy, how are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We've been Session 0, and make sure you join us next Wednesday.
Oh, by the way, guys, if anyone in the audience is going to any local conventions, let us know on Discord, because it is highly likely we will be there too. Session 0, all of us as a group, will be travelling around the UK to perform live improv D&D games at lots of local and national conventions. We will likely be at the Insomnia convention in Birmingham, Insomnia Fest, possibly some Comic-Con stuff. As soon as stuff comes up, we will let you know. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care, good night, and God bless.